Round the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's just like trouble. He's left on second and change.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Maine Sim Racer Series 125 laps of Kern Raceway. I'm JP. You're going to be joined in the booth by Kenton. Sportak is going to be alongside me here as well. Very, very interesting evening of racing ahead. We've got 30 cars on the racetrack at this moment in time. Let's bring Kenton into the booth. Kenton, welcome in.
How's it going for you?
I'm all right. Why did you all of a sudden sound Irish then? That was quite
I know, I caught that. I was like, what was that accent that came out of nowhere?
All of a sudden, we were like, hold on a minute, he's gone to be an Irish, which is interesting. Good job.
Yeah, just changing it up, keeping people on their toes.
Yeah, an Irish Canadian. Love it.
There you go. I have a few Irish, I mean, I play hurling and Gaelic football, which is very Irish, so I do get to talk to a lot of Irish people. Maybe that's why.
I agree, but I didn't realise you were going to go and spark into an Irish accent for me, so that was quite nice to welcome us here as well. Okay, so we got a very interesting night of racing. Now, break us down and tell us where we're at.
All right, so I mean, we're at Kern County Raceway, which is always fantastic, a nice little racetrack. I believe it's Kevin Harvick's racetrack, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Which is always pretty fun. In terms of how this week is going to go, so we will have qualifying to lock in our top 20 drivers. So the first 20 that finish in qualifying, they will immediately go to the 125 lap feature race. After that, we have a short, sweet little 20-lap heat, and the top 5 from that will make it in. And from there will be 3 spots that are determined off of points or a sponsor provisional. So it'll actually be 2 off points, 1 sponsored provisional position as we kind of work our way through the warm-up, and that way the provisional can get sort of their spacing and be picked, and they can go through all of that. And then we will move on to our 120-lap feature. Changes for this week are cautions are going to count. So this time we won't have any crazy score or standings on the side here freaking out whenever we have a caution flag, because they will continue to count for laps, which will be good. We do have also 0 fast repairs this week, and incident point rules have been tweaked as well. So 17 points, you will get a pass through well under green, and 23 unfortunately means it's time for try it a different day. We'll go with that. It's a bit of bad day if you have more than 23 points this week. So lucky dogs and waiver rounds are now on with the caution laps counting, so that's also a bonus. So if anyone does end up getting lapped, they are going to be able to get their caution laps back this time.
I do love the fact that you said take an early night. You know what I mean? It just wasn't your day. No, not today. Come back tomorrow or next week. I think or 2 weeks time. But anyway, what do we know about Kern? Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. What do we know about it?
It's a very interesting track. Everything I've been able to find about it points to fast and open racing. The biggest thing you'll see is the corners are hilariously wide for how short this track is. It is a lot of fun. It's very quick. I believe it's about 17 and a half seconds during quali. You're looking closer to around 18 and low for actual raceways or race trim. Most passing, if done properly, is going to be taking part on exits. You get to carry a little bit more speed from what I could kind of see. It's about 7-8 miles per hour through the corner in turn 3 and 4 compared to 1 and 2, just because it's a little bit of a sort of a D-shaped oval, like just the smidgen. Not like, I wouldn't say it's like a full, like what we're used to seeing when you look at, places like Daytona and things like that, where they have that huge kind of tri-oval aspect. There's just a little extra space coming out of turn 4. It can be a little slick coming out of turn 4, and then as tires wear, turn 2 can get a little dicey as well. And then you come out onto the back straight, which is a straight wall. You have to bleed a little more speed than when you come out of turn 4, because it kind of, the wall sort of rounds away. But you can also have this problem if you get on your throttle too early. You almost want to treat this like these corners very, very, almost want to kind of cut in late, like turn in late. Not a late apex, but turn in late, hit the apex right in the middle, and then sort of get on the throttle fairly quickly. I believe coming into turns 1 and 2, there is a sort of a set of barrels at the near the end of pit lane that you kind of are usually on your throttle around there, and then the exit of, I think it's actually where the barrels there, they're on that side where the safety car is. So just on that point, you want to get back on, and then coming out of here, it's roughly around this green little box thing that's on the right that you can kind of see. It's roughly where you start getting the braking, and then you want to get on the throttle fairly early. So it can be a little interesting. It's not massive. It's only 12 to 14 degrees in the corners, 8 on the straightaways, so nothing too crazy, but it's a pretty quick track.
It definitely is, and I think that's going to be one of the interesting things. We are in qualifying at the moment. You can see the top 20 on your screen here on the left-hand side. Tyler Connolly is still out on the race circuit. He's actually stopped, to be fair. Danny Weir is still driving around in 4th place at the moment. The likes of Bruce Coulter, Rob Weymouth, Arthur Jordan, Dylan Cook. Cole Watts is still on his way round. He puts himself up in 7th. Joey Israelison, he was fast in practice. Going to be interesting to see if he can make it through into the top 20. Tyler Connolly still out there as well. They've only got 2 laps, of course, and then it's going to be game over. So, let's see what goes on and see how they get on here as well, because I think it's going to be very, very interesting indeed, and one that we're not going to want to sit back and miss, to be blatantly honest. I think this could be... I don't know. I'm feeling this racetrack. I think, as a short track lover, the likes of Martinsville and Bristol, I think are absolutely amazing circuits. I think I might like Kern. I think I might have to take it for a spin and see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like it's a good mix of obviously what we typically love about short tracks. The quick laps. Little more argy-bargy when it comes to try and make passes and things like that. There's going to be some bumping and stuff as you race, but it has so much space. Like I think I looked at it in the corners, it's almost 5 lanes. So it can be definitely a little tricky. Obviously, it's a short track. Get on the throttle a little early can definitely send you for a bit of a spin. Carry a little too much speed coming out of 2. You run the risk of hitting that back wall. You will sort of slide coming out of 4 in these cars specifically. That rear end gets a little loose coming out of 4. But there's just so much space, and there's 2 different real passing styles that you can do. Obviously, the main one is actually getting a better run out of 2 and 4, going down the straightaways, just kind of fire past them. Later on in sort of the runs and stuff, though, throwing around the outside is also still a viable option because you can carry just that little extra speed through there. It does run the risk of tire wear because you just being on the throttle a little bit more, but it's definitely an option, which is kind of nice that you have those multiple options. Typically with oval racing, especially, it's usually you get one choice and that's it. It's either going into a corner or coming out of a corner. Otherwise, you're really not going to be able to pass. So the fact that you kind of have an ability to adjust your race depending on where you are and kind of how your car is feeling in comparison allows you to, it makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, I think it does. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's going to be very interesting indeed here. And I think I'm sort of really looking forward to it. I think it should be exciting. I think that's the way to look at this. I think it could be very, very exciting here this evening.
I think so too. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, we still get the little bit of banging and crashing that we're going to have because there's 28 cars going to be on track, so obviously not the most amount of space, and you'll still get a little rubbing as racing going through these, but I think it'll be very exciting, lots of fun.
Absolutely. We have got, here is the heat race. This will be the grid. Don't forget the guys from this will go through. Justin Gallo, Wyatt DePetro, Matthew Veermont, Brandon Fogg, Roy Spragg, Dan DeSanto, Bruce Coulter, Rob Weymouth, Arthur Jordan, and Dylan Cook will battle it out for this 20-lap heat race here to determine who will go in to the final. Well, hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to go, well, very thick and fast, Kenton.
Yes, it's like I said, they're 16, 17, or I guess, sorry, 17, 18-second laps when you really get going. Obviously, with the fixed setup, it's a little trickier, but even still, like we saw, in 19 going through there, so we'll be fairly quick. It's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. Hold on to your hats. I would say get your drinks, get your popcorn, but I don't even know if you're going to have time to drink or eat it in this one. I think this is going to be very, very fast indeed. After this, we have got a brief little warm-up, and then we'll be up and running with the feature race. So hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Sit tight, because, you're not going to want to miss this, I don't think, for this time around. 2 races for you. The first one will be the heat, and then we will have the 125 lap feature for you here as well. So very, very exciting here. Gallo isn't really, oh, there we go. He is up and running now.
Hauled himself as he got it going.
Yeah, it kind of took a while, didn't he, on that one for Gallo. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what goes on here and seeing how they get on this one. Ready, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to be green very, very shortly indeed. And this 20-lap heat race, well, we'll be up and running. So get ready, hold on, because it's all going to kick off very, very shortly, I feel, on this one as well. So, yep, one more lap, I believe, under pace car before we get going. Ooh, it's going to be exciting. Quite quick laps as well, aren't they? They're only 19 seconds.
Yes, fast and furious with much less terrible acting.
Hey, I like that film.
I love those movies. The acting is still bad.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. Right, here we go. The Petro's out in front, ladies and gentlemen. The green flag has dropped. We are green, green, green. This is the 20-lap heat race. First of this top 5 go into the feature race there, and now we've got at the moment Gallo out in front, DePetro in second, Vinot in third, Brandon Fogg in fourth, and the last one would be Roy Spragg sitting in 5th place at the moment. Into turn 1 they go. Everybody got away. Is this what we're expecting for the feature though? This very kind of one line almost?
For the most part, yeah. It's people will try it, but trying to dive bomb in these corners isn't the best of tactics. He usually ends up with you spinning the guy ahead of you, so you're gonna probably want to try and avoid it unless you have like a deep run, or he goes deep, like we just watched that happen there. Little DiPietro able to kind of start sliding underneath just because it looks like Gallo is trying to stay a little wide. It's an interesting choice. If you really want to get down to the line on both corners here, you kind of want to hug that line with your left tires, and we can see DiPietro able to make that move stick as we.
Whoa! There's a couple in the back there. I believe
a little squirrely in the back.
Yeah.
Sprague.
Sprague and Rob Weymouth, both of them had a little bit of a moment. Brandon Fogg is now sitting in fourth. Bruce Coulter is now holding that fifth place behind Sprague, Weymouth, Cook, DeSanto, Jordan on the back end. You can see now it's all about action up the front. DiPietro, Venant in second. Gallo holding that outside line. I'm a little bit confused by this because he's lost 2 places already, and if he's not careful, he could end up losing the top 5.
Yeah, it's been now he's going down to that inside line. I'm not sure if he was just trying to sort of hold that outside line, but it seems like now he's kind of gotten to the point of staying down along the just above the apron there. So it's definitely, although it's still a little wide. I might just be misjudging or doesn't have a good braking point because it seems very inconsistent each corner. He just doesn't seem to want to get all the way down. I mean, maybe he knows something I don't, and that's why he's racing and I'm up here. So,
well, let's find out. They've only got 13 to go, and at the moment, DiPietro is out in front. Venant in second, Gallo third, Brandon Fogg at fourth, Bruce Coulter sitting in that final 5th place. He's got to hold it though from Sprague, because at the moment Sprague is riding. No, he was. Oh, there's another one in the back. DeSanto may have gone through. I believe that may have been Rob Weymouth. First caution out of the heat.
Yeah, lost a little bit coming out of the corner there. I think it was just all by himself. Just carried too much speed, or just got on the throttle a little early. Yeah, and there he loses it.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody else involved. It was just Weymouth on his own. 11 to go. That's going to spice things up. That's going to pull everybody in. Really, really close here. Caution laps don't count in the heat, so you'll have to give him the timing tower a minute, because it isn't going to like it.
That's it. But yeah, and that's kind of going to be one of the big sort of issues with this track for some people. If you're trying to make a pass or trying to fend off someone trying to pass you, you might hop on that throttle just a touch early or a little too much and too soon and light up those back tires. And especially coming out of 3 and 4, or I guess coming directly out of 4, it's very slick for whatever reason. There's a higher chance of sliding coming out of 4 as opposed to coming out of 2. I think it's because you can carry that little extra speed with the sort of the falling away wall, for lack of a better term, because like I said, the wall doesn't come to a hard straight line like it does coming out of 2. So because you carry that little bit extra speed, that might throw the back end just a little bit more, causing it to get a touch loose. But do have to be careful. Hopefully we don't see too many of those today, but it can happen.
Yeah, lights are still on. We're going to have one more here. Still got the lights on, ready to go. Ian behind the pace truck. Do love the pace truck. The truck looks cool.
I do. Yeah, it's different, but it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think it looks good, man. It definitely looks good.
It's different too.
Different. Yeah, maybe. It is something different, isn't it, really? Over the line they go. Yeah. Pace light's going to go off this time. Yes. Are we going to be up and running? Absolutely. Hopefully we get the tower when DiPietro jumps back to the front. There we go. And that should be the last change we have before we carry on this one. Now it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Into 3 they go. Di Pietro, Venant, Gallo, Fogg and Coulter. Spragg is still in there, but he's going to have some work to do on this restart. He's got that outside line, ladies and gentlemen. 12 to go. We're going to be green, green, green. These 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cars battling it out. Di Pietro got off the line again. Vernon, Gallo, Fogg, Coulter all got there as well. It's all going to be on what this man's going to be able to do at the moment. Roy Spragg, is he going to be able to put it out the inside and grab that final 5th place? Well, we're going to find out, Kenton.
Yeah, it's definitely, he's going to have to put in some work. It's not the easiest of tracks. I mean, no short track, is the most easy to try and make a move, but here for sure, especially with a race that's only going to be 20 laps, you're not going to quite get the run you need on those tires to be able to try and make that move on the outside. You really need to get some good exits. Taking a little bit of a later entry, not like that might help, just that allow you to get on that throttle a little bit. You almost want to not just like diamond the corner, you almost want to kind of cut it in a little bit of a way. Like you don't need a ton of input. It's fairly minor inputs trying to make your way around the corner on the wheel, but yeah, you need to get down to that line and just kind of get a really good clean exit, not bump the wall, to kind of help push your way through without really trying to push them off track.
Well, yeah, he needs to get his nose alongside first. That's his biggest challenge. 7 laps to go, and at the moment it doesn't even look like he's going to be able to get his nose in there, Roy Spragg, unfortunately. Oh, there was a moment for Fogg. He come out of turn 3, got a little bit loose. We've seen that a couple of times already. Brandon Fogg there now has got Coulter, now got Spragg in behind him. Di Pietro still out in front, Venant still in behind him, Gallo still behind that one. 1:06 to go. It's going to be here. Coulter's got to be careful. He had another slide as well, Kenton.
Guys, and this track can get a little spicy just with that slide. If you're Spragg, like, you need to put yourself in a good position to be able to take advantage of those sort of, not necessarily mistakes, but those moments, that little opportunity that shows up, and kind of take advantage of best you can. Looked like he took a little bit of a better entry into that. Whereas Coulter getting a touch squirrely coming out of 4 there. But Spragg, again, just not quite close enough. It's still happening. Yeah, he's getting these opportunities, but just not quite close enough to take advantage of them.
I think for me, he needs to get that nose alongside. I think that's the thing for Spragg. He needs to look at coming into that corner, and he needs to let the car run as much as he can. Turn that wheel and hope it sticks. I know it's like a Lightning McQueen cliche. I throw it in and hope it sticks. That's what he's got to kind of do, because at the moment he has not really got the speed there, and now he definitely doesn't have the speed. All that effort he did put into it, he ain't going to get there now.
Yeah, he's going to need something out of that front group to give him that opportunity to kind of slide his way back into position. But right now it's looking like this will be our finish of the top 5.
Di Pietro looks like he's going to wrap the win up here. He's got one more corner, or really one more corner. We can call it turn 3 and 4 if you really want to, but into 3 he goes. Di Pietro is going to come over the line. Checker flag's going to be out this time. He's going to wrap this up. Di Pietro with your winner. Venant, Gallo, Fogg in behind it. Coulter got there. Spragg didn't. Weymouth didn't. And DeSanto didn't either. Arthur Jordan and Dylan Cook look like they've missed out. Currently going into that feature race. So, here are the results of heat number 1. Wyatt Di Pietro in first place, Matthew Venant in second, Justin Gallo third, Brandon Fogg, Bruce Coulter in 5th, and Roy Spragg, Rob Weymouth, Dan DeSanto, Arthur Jordan, and Dylan Cook. So there we go, the results from that one. Right, guys, we're going to take a brief moment. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsor, Connolly's Plumbing and Heating, 24-hour emergency repairs.
Connolly's Plumbing and Heating is out of Scarborough, Maine, and they have been in business for over 30 years. Ed, which happens to be one of our drivers here in the Maine Sim Racing Series, is their master plumbing and heating technician. Whether you're having issues with your plumbing and heating systems and need 24-hour emergency services, or if you're going to do a new construction and need a bathroom put together or a new heating system installed, they can take care of you. They also do services on oil tanks. If you need any services on your plumbing and heating systems, be sure to contact them today. Their phone number is 207-883-2213. We thank them for supporting the Maine Sim Racing Series, and we hope you can support them.
Okay, guys, that was a quick word from our sponsors for this evening's Connolly's Plumbing and Heating 24-hour emergency service. Check them out. We'll give them a call on 207-883-2213. That's Connolly's Plumbing and Heating 24-hour emergency service, 207-883-2213. Go and check them out on that one. Thanks so much for joining us as well. If you are here, don't forget you can say hello. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and do all that other fancy jazz that you can do for completely free on YouTube as well. But check it out, and don't forget to say hi. We do say hi back, so come and have a chat with us on that one. Right, 125 laps now, Kenton.
Yeah, no, I think if that was anything to show for it, it'll be a pretty smooth. Obviously, more likely to take kind of throw caution to the wind, I guess would be the best way to put it on the feature race. But still, I think it'll be pretty clean. Like I said, there's tons of space in these corners, so trying to avoid crashes or get around somebody and things like that, as long as you're not doing anything too outlandish, should be okay.
I agree. I got a funny feeling though there could be quite a few cautions. How many do you reckon it's going to be?
I'm gonna go with 6.
6.
6. Yep.
Really?
Yeah. I'm optimistic.
9.
9. I'd be okay with 9 too. Wouldn't be too terrible. Wouldn't be great, but I think we'll get under. I think we'll be at that 6-ish range. I don't quite think.
I don't know. You know, being that we've had some big ones previously, don't you think?
We have. We had quite a few that were
long,
less than stellar in terms of driving in some of them, which it happens. I mean, heck, I've been a part of many races that just end up with parading around the caution or the safety car. But yeah, I'm optimistic this week. I think it's going to be a good one. A little extra space. You have a little more, little less chance of trying to make a pass on the corner. So I think people are going to be a little less aggressive in the corner. I think it'll be fun.
You think it's going to be fun?
I think so.
Okay, well, we're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know who you're rooting for. If you are rooting for somebody in YouTube chat, that will be absolutely amazing. If you're here specifically to watch anybody, let us know as well, because obviously we will put the cameras on your favorite drivers if you are here. If you have got one, you might not have one. I don't know. You may sit back and think, well, actually, no, I don't. So there we go. You never know. Let us know. And on that one, that'll be absolutely amazing. We've got a warm-up session here, and we'll see who can make it through into the 125 lap feature.
Yeah, I think it was just coming down to. Oh, I'll be home in 10. Mums wish they would delay the start. David Greenleaf. Oh yeah, I thought I saw. Yeah, he mentioned he wasn't quite going to make it back for qualifying, so we'll have to see if he's able to make it in.
Is he going to be able to make it in there? That's going to be the question. Is he?
10 minutes? Depends on if it's an actual 10 minutes or, the typical, I'll be there in 10 minutes and 4 hours later. But it'd be borderline, and then I think it would come down to points, and I think he's pretty high up in points. I don't know. It'll all kind of depend on how this, the provisional and sponsor side of things all works, depending on what league ownership decides to do with it. So we'll have to see.
Well, let's find out and see if David Greenleaf does get time to join us. It's going to be close, mind you. Going to be close from Mr. Greenleaf.
It'll be tight, much like
very tight.
some of these lap times here. Very, very tight.
Absolutely. So hold on to your hats. Oh, well, there you go. That answers that question. Checker flags out.
Guess we're ready to go.
All right, David's at home already.
Yeah, I don't.
He's not.
No, doesn't look like. Doesn't
Nope.
look like it. Although, do we have all 30? Does look like. Okay, I was like, oh, where did James go? Okay, so we have lost James for now, but yes, we are starting our first couple formation laps, if you will. So starting out, we do have Joey in first, Tyler Connolly, Brian Conover, Adam Jocelyn, Dan Ware, Matt Mingo, Corey Bubar, Cole Watts, Dustin Pickle, Sean Kimball, Michael Davis, Ryan Maudry, Rick Thompson, Thomas Brackett, Tristan Shea, and then it looks like, I'm just trying to track down because it looks like some of the drivers haven't fully loaded in, or things are taking their sweet time trying to figure out how to load in. I'm not quite sure on who's actually here, but Bruce Coulter, Arthur Jordan, Dan DeSanto, Justin Gallo, Wayne DiPietro, Matthew Vinot, Roy Sprague, Brandon Fogg are all going currently, and Ed Connolly, Gabriel Gonley, and Tyler Jordan, as we are now under green. We get a great jump out of Connolly there, as he is actually able to take over from Joey. A little bit of bump in between the front two as Tyler Connolly is on to the lead as they start to filter in a little bit. Do have a couple guys that are 2-3 wide, a little further back.
Well, I think my sound's back. I'm trying to sort out the game sound. Everything has just gone on me, which was really, really bizarre. So bear with us for 2 seconds here while we trying to sort this one out. Not entirely sure where all the sound has gone, but everything just all of a sudden stopped working. So that was nice of it. As just better carry on for that one, Kenton, while I work on this.
For sure. Yes, Tyler Connolly still holding on to that lead from Israelson. Conover just behind with Ware and Jocelyn trying to track them down as we make our way through a little further back. I did see someone jump to pit lane. Not sure what happened there. It looks like we did lose a couple of drivers already. Looks like, yeah, Tristan Shea, Owen Bridges seems to have had an issue, but it seems to be all good as Israelson trying to make a move on the outside, gets a much better exit of going into turn one. Is he going to be able to hold it as Connolly does have that inside line, which is more advantageous. But it looks like they are going to continue to be side by side. Tries to give him a little bit of a squeeze, keeps him out wide. Connolly still fighting, goes up a little high, gives him a little bump, as we did talk about these late model stock cars built a little tougher than the next gen counterparts, so they are able to take bumps and bruises a little smoother, less problems. Let's see Conover Ware as we go through.
Right, I think we're back. I think we're back up and running now. Everything's gone a little bit Pete Tong up here in the booth. I do apologise for that. The sound completely disappeared on us as we were doing the grid, and it just all went wrong. But at the moment, Joey Israelison's out in front. Connolly, Conover, Weir, Jocelyn, Mingo, Watts, Booba, Davis, Pickle. We are 8 of 125 at the moment, Kenton. Everybody is still out on the racetrack. No real dramas at all. We lost Dylan Cook, Rob Weymouth from the race, from the main feature race. It doesn't look like anybody else has had any dramas. I mean, Bridges, however, is showing up as he is a lap down already. I didn't see a safety car, but Joey Israelson out in front flying.
Yeah, I think Owen Bridges, he had a moment earlier and pulled off directly to the inside and then popped to the pits real quick and then hopped back out. So not sure what happened. But at least he is continuing to go underway. And now all my stuff has caught back up. So, yeah, the SDK, our timing was going a little wonky, so it was hard to read as we have our first caution.
Yeah, caution number 1. It looks like Wyatt DiPietro is there. Did he just go round on his own? Oh, no. There was contact on lap 11 for DiPietro. No. Who was that contact with? That's going to be the issue, I think. Number 5 car.
Yeah, I think though that's on DiPietro.
Coming up, didn't he? And Gabriel Gulick.
It looks like when you're watching it, it looks like he just has a little bit of a snap of oversteer, tries to catch it, and unfortunately by that point it's going right into him. But I think they the big not Michael Massey in this case, that's Armin Bruce, so that's a different thing. But I think the stewards decided that the 5 was there as he was also coming down, so it was just kind of a little bit of a racing incident, but unavoidable, unfortunately, for both there.
Lap 14. Caution laps count in this feature, of course, here, Kenton, which is probably a little... I mean, that was to kind of speed up the process, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think a combination, speeding up the process, but also just for fueling for cars and knowing kind of how much fuel you're going to need, you obviously have to take into account the possibility of safety cars and caution laps, but if the caution laps don't count, it does make it a lot trickier trying to adjust for how much fuel you could possibly need. So I think it's just an ease of life for most of the drivers, but also a chance to sort of prevent it being too long of a race in some situations.
Yep. Saves them being out there for a good couple of hours and get some decent running in, hopefully, on that one. There's been a couple of pit stops in the process. Thomas Brackett is on his way out round the other side. So is Rick Thompson Jr., who is actually still stationary. Thomas Brackett is also stationary. So neither of these are moving. They are going to be at least a lap down already. For Joey Israelison, they're sitting comfortably out in front. As I said, he was quick in practice. I'm going to be interested to see if anybody can get near this young man. But should be an exciting one nevertheless. And I think we're in for some absolute banging racing. So well done to all of these guys. And a great job from them all. And now they're going to go racing for 109 laps. So 109 laps to go. Let's see what goes on. Israelison coming around the final corner. In through the exit of turn 4. Green flag's going to be coming up. There it is now. Israelison goes. And is out. Got the jump out in front. Is too wide. Further back, of course. Brian Conover, Mingo, Jocelyn, Buba, all there as well. Looks like there's going to be another yellow. Gabriel Gooley, who missed the last caution, luckily enough. But unfortunately, was involved in this one. By the 21.
I was just trying to catch it there, and yeah, unfortunate. Not.
That was Owen Bridges. Giving him a little love tap. So a couple of people didn't even make it over the line.
Yes, love tap. a nice soft love tap.
I don't really know what else to call it. Why is it if it's not a love tap?
That looked more like I don't know, someone not very happy with their, that little cuff upside the back of the head. A little more oomph in it than a love tap, but you hit him pretty well. We'll say hit him pretty good.
He love tapped it and give over.
Okay.
He just on the way through. Gave him a slight little kiss. Possibly. What do you think?
We'll go with that. Yeah. Love a little kiss on the cheek. There you go.
Well, yeah. 20 laps down, 105 on the clock. And here's Raylison leading with Tyler Connolly, Danny Weir, Brian Conover, Mingo, Jocelyn, Buba, all there. See, the 31 is getting his lap back. That is Thomas Brackett. So wave around, he's going to go through. Pace car lights are going to be still on. So we're going to go... Oh, actually, no, hold on. Start with his line. Nope, still on. We are going to go one more lap.
Oh, it looks like Greenleaf has connected, so we'll see if he's able to hop on in. He'll be many a lap down, but...
I am surprised he connected, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought he might have, I don't know, probably had a time at home and had a cup of tea, chilled out.
What kind of tea?
I don't know, breakfast tea.
Are you I was gonna say, are you the typical Brit and going for orange pico?
No, I'm going to Tetley tea bag, mate.
Yeah, the same thing.
Well, it's just tea. Tea's tea. Unless you have Earl Grey and mint and all the other fancy jandangled things that people buy. I just like tea and milk.
My former roommate was British, from the Isle of Wight, and he had boxes of orange pico Tetley tea.
All right, here we go. Let's get this up and running. Everybody's bunched back in again. Green flag has dropped and they are up and running. Israelison, Connolly, Weir, Conover, Matt Mingo. Rounding it off your top five. Everybody's going to make it. Are they all going to make it? Keep an eye on the back row because they're all going to get a little bit slidey as they start going into turns 3, out of 4 the other side. It's 3 wide in the middle. I'm not necessarily sure I like that situation.
No, 3 wide's not the best. Doable in the corners. Not so much on the straights as... Whoa, we've got some...
Feisty.
Oh, that's going to be a caution.
That was further back. There we go. Ed Connolly and the 22 machine. Some may say they all recovered, so why the caution? Do you know what I mean?
I think that was a iRacing, just doing iRacing things. Caution on that one.
Maybe. Let's see. Right, lap 25, and we're already on the 3rd caution. My 9's looking quite good at the moment.
Yeah, no kidding. My 6, not so much anymore. I had such faith, guys. Come on.
And then it all just puffed away like Harry Potter up a chimney. Gone. Yeah. Maybe next week.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Hopefully. You never know. You might get it right. Who knows? One day.
One day we'll hit that.
Stranger things have happened, haven't they? Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah, although we have... we're at Stafford Motor Speedway next week. And the Whalen Modifieds.
Looking forward to that.
I do like those Whalen Modifieds. I still haven't had a chance. I ordered a wheel stand over a month ago now, and I'm still waiting for this thing to show up.
A month ago?
Yeah.
You were a missus. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I am like, okay, this can show up at any point. They did say, like, it's a special ordering, because I didn't... Unfortunately, the one I wanted, the company doesn't ship to Canada, period. They had a Canadian warehouse, and they just got rid of it and don't ship to Canada at all now. I was like, that's dumb, but okay. So I had to track one down from somewhere else. It's a Next Level Racing one. And I went through a local company that's here, because support local as much as I can, since I work as well in a small business that's, local. And, got to practice what you preach. You can't tell someone to shop local and then not shop local. So was able to track one down. And they're like, oh, yeah, it should be, could be anywhere from 3 to 8 weeks. I was like, good God. How is it 3 to 8 weeks? It's such a wide... And then it doesn't help that I don't know what it's being sent via. Via, whatever. But the Canada Post, so our national mailing service, is on strike right now too.
Oh, nice.
That's great. Not at all annoying.
Absolutely. Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this up and running once more. Lap 29. Don't forget cautions count in this one. Green, Israelison again. Connolly, Weir, Mingo, Jocelyn, Conover. All there. Israelison in that lead spot. Connolly sitting in second. Weir in behind him. Great run so far from these guys. You can see them down there. Absolutely looking beautiful as they go over the line for lap 30. Israelison seems to be nailing the start.
Yeah, he seems to have a good jump on that start. I know Connolly had a good run, and once he was able to get ahead of him, he could really hold off. But it looks like the starts, he's just not quite as decisive on them. Even when he had the lead, his restart just not quite as fast. Didn't get as much of a jump as Israelison has been able to, as he's holding about a 2/10 lead. Is a little bit of bumping behind. It looks like Mingo and Weir.
Yeah.
Mingo's been
he's running that middle line.
Exits.
Yeah, running that middle line as well. That he's just off. We'll stay on where we are. You can see he's just off lower line to the right-hand side of us at this moment in time. And he'll come, there he is there. And you can see Mingo just wanting that middle. He just wants it. He just wants it. He's trying to get it, And then he comes at him again. Another little bit of contact. Now he wants it again. He wants to get him down on the inside because he's squeezing him and squeezing him and squeezing him. And then Mingo looks like he's going to get the run now. It looks like it's going to be game over. And Matt Mingo does make it up around the outside, mind you. And it took him a good few laps to get there. But if that outside line's starting to move here, Tyler Jordan, or Adam Jocelyn, I should say, could be in quite a good spot. And that middle might be the place to start running.
Yeah, you do have to be careful, though. Obviously, staying in that middle line, you don't really get to carry the speed that you would normally carry if you go to the higher line. But you also have that risk coming out of 2 that wall comes up real quick, and you have to sort of slow down your throttle input. You can't quite jump on the throttle as fast, otherwise you run the risk of slamming your either front or rear right tire into that wall, and that's going to cause a caution there.
Caution 4.
Oh, there's a blinking car up there.
Yeah,
you see that?
Yeah, I don't think that was... Where was that?
I don't even know who that was.
Is that Brandon Fogg? Where are you? Yes.
Yep.
He'll be the one.
Did he have internet issue? Because
I've never seen people go off into the shadow realm.
Not very often, no.
No. So there we go. Right. Oh, dearie me. Joey is racing. Fourth, your 6 is not looking good, is it?
You never know. Suddenly things could change.
Or more?
I don't know.
Well,
suddenly no problems, but I could be, probably am going to be, but could be wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you might be. I think we're going to hit 9, maybe 10 here. I got DiPietro, Gooley, Bridges, Connolly and Gooley making the next one happen. That's 2 for Gooley. And Fogg for number 4. So, yeah. Oh, dearie me. Right, coming into lap 40. We've got 85 laps to go. We're 4 cautions deep at the moment. Still want to rely on your 6?
Yep, I'm optimistic. Still, barely, but optimistic still.
Yeah. I don't know if that's right. I fear we may be here a little bit longer than we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know. I'm optimistic. It's gonna be 6. We're gonna have a nice long clean run here.
All right. Well, let's see. Was that lining up too wide? Israelism out in front. Brandon Fogg is still in pit lane. We don't know where he went or whatever, wherever he disappeared to. Coming out of turn 2. I just got to stand up a minute, stretch the old plates and the old legs. Right. Into 3. Israelism going to get the jump again. He seems to drop right on green as well. That's the thing. He doesn't hang around. He drops right on green. Watch the green come out and then he'll bolt. There you go. And now he's off again. Joey Raylison is got the jump once more. Tyler Connolly, Mingo Weir, Tyler Jordan, all there. And you can see these guys still racing. No real dramas. That low banking onto that high backstretch has caused a lot of problems coming out as well. A lot of spinning going on at the moment here. But a great job. Big ooh, from Kenton. Oh.
I saw Mingo and I believe it was Conley almost come together, but a little further back, apparently they did.
Yeah, Sean Kimball. Looked like he crashed. Oh, there's going to be... Wow, he did as well. Kimball.
Okay, after this one, we're going to have a long green run.
Kimball and Rick Thompson Jr. Kimball come down then. Thompson didn't move. Bang. Right, well, it seems the perfect time as we're up under caution once more to hear a quick word from our sponsors this evening, Connolly's Plumbing and Heating.
Connolly's Plumbing and Heating is out of Scarborough, Maine, and they have been in business for over 30 years. Ed, which happens to be one of our drivers here in the Maine Sim Racing Series, is their master plumbing and heating technician. Whether you're having issues with your plumbing and heating systems and need 24-hour emergency services, or if you're going to do a new construction and need a bathroom put together or a new heating system installed, they can take care of you. They also do services on oil tanks. If you need any services on your plumbing and heating systems, be sure to contact them today. Their phone number is 207-883-2213. We thank them for supporting the Maine Sim Racing Series, and we hope you can support them.
Okay, that was a quick word from Connolly's Plumbing and Heating, 24-hour emergency service. Check them out on 207-883-2213. That's Connolly's Plumbing and Heating, 24-hour emergency service on 207-883-2213. So there we go. Thank you so much for them for sponsoring this evening. Thompson's in the pits, Kimball's in the pits. Look like it could be in there for quite a while. Israelis still out in front. Pace car lights still on. What are we going to do here, Kenton? Because we're every give or take 7 to 8 laps under caution.
Patience. Just, you've got, I mean, we still have 60 something. I can't math right now.
That's
we
good,
have more than 2 laps.
Considering we've still got 77 laps to go, but never mind.
Hey, you don't know. Maybe they're going to be in the pits for a bit. All right.
Excuse me.
77 laps. Fine, then. But you've got time to make moves. You don't need to make a move now. What's the saying? You can't win on lap 1, but you sure can lose.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be taken into consideration here. Just have a little extra patience. Make sure the move is safe before trying to make it.
There we go. Israelison's going to go on green again. He's done it every single time. Weir and Mingo are creating love children between the two of them here, battling it out side by side. Mingo's up alongside Connolly. He's bullied him off that inside line here. Slight little bump, and now you can see Mingo's dropped down to the inside. He was running, even though he's on the inside, he is forcing Connolly up high, and he still will not take completely at the bottom. And you watch him coming into free here. You see Mingo might just about, oh man, he nearly ended up going across the nose of him then.
Yeah, that was a little close, but he was able to make it and kind of slide up in there. And I mean, he's been quietly driving fantastically.
Bruce Coulter on lap 50. Was he pushed, do you reckon? Did he get, it looked like he got a little bit run over.
Yeah, unfortunately it looks like the 3 car just kind of
ran him over.
Pushes his way through him, and yeah, that'll be a penalty there.
Oh, wasn't that number 3 cut?
Tristan Shea, I believe, was the 3 car there.
Okay. 03 and 3.
03, yes.
03 and 3. Right, caution number 6, lap 50. Coulter. Not going to say the main protagonist on that one, but I think not ideal. Right. Caution once more. Oh, I might have to stand up for a minute here. The old legs is seizing up a little bit. Oh. Right.
Need to get some movement in the day for you. Get you a little walking pad so you can go for a walk while you do this.
Oh,
standing desk, a nice walking pad. Just go for a walk.
Oh, man, I could do that. I could do that.
Right?
Yeah, I could. No dramas. I'm only on my 4th broadcast of the day. What does it matter?
Yeah.
Oh, you know. It'll be fine. Right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats because hopefully we'll go a little bit longer than, well, we are doing a regular 6 to 7, maybe 8 laps. Every caution, every 8 laps at the moment. And hopefully these guys will tidy this up a little bit so we can get some green flags in. Green flag running. That would be nice.
Would be a good time.
I think it's really hard because I've been in races like this. You know what I mean? And you lose your flow, you get bored, you're just sitting there, everybody gets frustrated. People come on the radio, you hear silly things about, have you heard that new game called iPacing? You know, because that's pretty much, if we looked at how many laps they had green, it ain't going to be very many at all, to be blatantly honest. But I think that's the thing. It just gets really frustrating. And, you know, for Israelison's been out in front and he's jetting off at every single start. And then he comes back to the pack 7 laps later because something else has happened. You know?
Yeah, it makes the races so much harder as a driver because you just got like you said, you never really get into a flow. You're constantly having to start, stop, and get used to kind of what's going on. I mean, obviously, it throws any strategy out the window because you don't have to worry about it.
Here he goes again. Let's get this up and running, and then we'll carry on that one as Raylison gets the jump. Min goes on the outside this time. Tyler Connolly on the inside. Jordan tucked in right behind him. Boobar there as well. There was a blinking car in the middle, and I don't mean blinking as in here. Where's me blinking socks? I mean he's having a flash around on the racetrack. Going to cause problems there if it carries on. See everybody touch wood at the moment. Makes it through on lap 58. But for making sure we're going to keep this mid-pack together, it's generally round about the middle of the back that the problems happen. Anything from Davis in 9th down to DiPietro in 16th. Anything generally kicks off has been that mid-pack.
Yeah, and obviously the more cars you're around, the higher the chances of you having an issue with someone or getting bumped by somebody or running into someone. So being near the front obviously is going to be much better, but you kind of you still gotta not try and run people over and kind of take opportunities that come to you and not try to force something completely open. And I get the whole if gap car, but it doesn't work when you've got 65 laps to go here. You don't need to put your car in every single gap that you find every chance you get it in an entire race that's almost halfway over. We still have lots of driving to go here. It's it's the big thing we always say when it comes to like Talladega and Daytona and races like on those big tracks. Like, you've got so much time. What do you make? What benefit do you get by putting your car in 14th opposed to 15th? At this point, by forcing someone else into a wall. Like, it does nothing for you, and you probably are going to end up with an EOL and at the back anyway.
Did look like all on his own for Dustin Pickle.
That does happen.
Right. Caution number 7, lap 64. We've just crossed over halfway. So Dustin Pickle on lap 62. So we've got a caution on 10, 16, 24, 35, 42, 50 and 62. So we're getting a little bit longer. A little bit longer.
Slowly. They're getting more comfortable. Let's go with that.
I agree. I agree. Right. Here we go. Pace car lights are out, and we're and we're just cruising around once more, Kenton.
Yeah, the truck is nice. I really would. They almost need to put some different paint schemes or something for the trucks. The pace car truck, pace truck. There we go.
Yeah.
Change it up. I mean, we've been staring at it for a while, so let's give it some changes.
Give it some changes. What would you like them to do to it?
I don't know. Maybe change up the color scheme. I get it that red, blue, and white is iRacing's color scheme. Change it up. Throw some, like, I don't know, sponsor branding kind of thing. Like, have it's NASCAR. Throw a Goodyear, or not Goodyear, a John Deere.
John Deere, love a John Deere. Good old tractor.
Good John Deere colorway. Maybe some. I mean, I saw on the outskirt billboards on around the track there. There was the New Holland. It's a good tractor brand. It's a bright yellow, some blue. Oh, that would look good too. Some case. Just go full farm sponsors, or Napa. You could throw up some a Napa truck as the.
See, that would be cool.
The pace car. Yeah. Right. There's some cool things you could do. Just change it up a little.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even F1 is able to get multiple cars, not at every race, but, one's Mercedes and Aston Martin is the two cars they have, car types they have.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah, they have 3 of them, too. 3 of each one. So they can send them early to different races for, like, when they do a triple headers and stuff like that.
Right. Caution on 62. Going to be running again on 68. Pace cars in. Can we go further than lap 75? Well, are we keeping up this 7-lap tradition that we've just seemed to have made here this evening? Tyler,
going 3 wide is probably not going to help it.
Yeah, Connolly, Jordan, Mingo. It's all going to get a little bit messy there. People further back as well. It's that mid-pack again. In with the likes of Booba, Davis, Gallo, Eaton. There's a caution. Di Pietro. Did he get caught? No, he literally ran into the 15.
Di Pietro's having a rough day too.
He needs to be careful.
Hasn't really
though,
been involved
that's,
in much, but he just
2.
hasn't been able to make his way through.
That's 2.
Yeah.
He's only got 1 more in the bag. 1 more. Di Pietro in pit lane. Joey Israelison there as well.
Looks like Jordan's hopping into the pits as well, so is Rayleigh just not going to? Take some later pits for some people.
Right. My 9 caution is looking a little bit up in arms.
Yeah, I'm not so confident in 6 anymore.
That's good.
Just now, though.
Because we have just kind of gone past it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Well, we're inching our way closer.
Up 73. Caution thrown on 69.
Someone's got to. We've got to chat with Joey as well. See if he can get some more logos on that car. I think he's like one of the only ones that Connolly too. There's just he needs some more logos. Just slap one on that hood.
You reckon?
Yeah, he's got nothing. There's no sponsorship logos anywhere.
Well, he might not want one. Maybe we'll send him one and say, whack it on the front, mate. Fill up your bonnet.
Yeah. It'll just be a picture of you and me.
Yeah.
Cartoon, not actual photos.
And
just a cartoon photo of the two of us.
Arm in arm.
Yeah, there you go.
Lovely. Right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get this up and running once more. Hopefully for a little bit longer. Green flag's out as well. There was already contact in the backpack. Davis, it looked like got tagged on that, and not Davis. It was actually the 19 in front, Vermont and Cole Watts. Looked like they made contact at the start. Joey Israelison done what he's done all race. Got out in front. Connolly's along side by side at the moment as well. Pushing out the 97 of Conover, who ended up being shoved out a little bit high. Lost a place to Connolly. Vernon is running that high line through that middle line. That middle line starting to come in a bit.
It looks like, yeah, a little bit starting to get a touch more speed. I mean, you're still going to want to go down to the line, but yeah, you can see the 27 of Watts trying to make a move on the outside of Davis. Just holding that outside line a little bit. Do have to be careful coming out of 2 here. Obviously, the tires are starting to wear, and there you go. Smacks right into the wall as soon as we talked about him.
Cole Watts on that middle line. He's trying to go over at the moment of Michael Davis. Is he going to be able to get round him? He is. Can he cut it down into that front lane? Just about. With cooperation from Davis there as well. There's another little bit of sliding going on in the back. There's Owen Bridges in that 21 machine. He has got Ed Connolly and David Wearing around him. Connolly running that outside line again in that number 1 machine. Trying to go up use that middle line that was so effective for David Weir earlier on. And Weir's in behind him, funny enough, following him on that middle lane.
Yeah, that was... Is the one going to make it around? Yeah, he is. Ooh, little bit of a bump. It looks like Bridge is going to drop pretty hard there, as I don't think he was expecting. But I think he came up a little bit more on Connolly than Connolly went down on him on that, unfortunately. But we'll lose it, cost him a couple of positions. But we can see the 35 of Ware. He's got a little bit of space he's got to make back up. He was fighting, up in 4th and stuff, and now unfortunately down in 12th. So little bit of work to do.
Yeah, Bridges down in 14th for the moment. Israelison's still out in front. Then Mingo, then Jocelyn, then Connolly, then Conover, all in that. Conover in that 97 machine. Tyler Connolly in that 11. Vinon in the up 16 places in that 84 machine. So great job from Matthew Vinon, Cole Watts, Michael Davis, Benjamin Eaton, all there as well, with Justin Gallo, Ed Connolly still with David Weir in and around in Pickles there. Bridges has gone down a little bit. He's got Goulian behind him. Then you got Tristan Shear in behind that as well. But action all the way through here. And at the moment, Israelison kind of got it easy.
Yeah, he's got a half-second gap now, and really all he needs to do is just stay smart, stay out of trouble. He's got a good chunk of time before he starts reaching the back end of the pack, so I guess the one saving grace of all these cautions is they haven't spread out super far around the track yet, so he's just got to keep it smart, keep it clean, don't lose focus, and kind of allow everyone behind him to keep dueling it out and let him keep growing that gap. As he's now almost over a second. He's about, what, 8/10 it looks like, so closing in on a full second gap, and he's just staying out of trouble.
Yeah. Absolutely he is. But being out in front, he should stay in trouble, shouldn't he?
Should. Like I said, barring him catching the back end of the field, he pretty much will have very few problems. Israelison will. Mingo, though, looks like he might be having a little bit of a problem with Jocelyn as he is starting to try and make a move. I think he's got that front end almost on the inside.
Mingo's been running that high line, though, for most of the second half of this race. He's been running just off lower. You can see just off there. He doesn't quite lock it all the way in, and then when he comes in to 1 and 2, he'll do the same thing again. Now, he very rarely was running that middle. You can see he diamonds it out. He goes out wide, comes in shallow, comes out high. And that's not allowing Jocelyn to get through. The thing is, when Jocelyn was trying to get along through, Mingo was still running that middle lane, and he was still quite comfortable there. And it didn't look like he was under much trouble, Kenton, from that.
No, he's definitely putting his car in a good spot, that making it harder for Jocelyn to kind of make a move. And I kind of talked about this early on, that diving into the corner isn't going to get you a pass very easily. Most of your passing is going to be getting a good sort of exit. But Mingo, the way he's driving he's kind of preventing Jocelyn from getting a really good exit unless he's willing to go up higher and kind of be completely clear. But then you run the risk of that wall coming out at 2. And that slick kind of slide that you get coming out of 4. So it's definitely a good case of Mingo just kind of putting his car where he needs to put his car. You can see, though, it is costing him time to Israelson, as he is now 1.3 seconds back and slowly losing time.
Conover's in there at the moment. He's got the Tyler Connolly in front of him. Is Conover going to be able to try and get through here? Not this time, running on that lower line. These cars do look very pacey. See what they can get up to on this short, sharp, well, I would say straight, but there's more of a left turn. Just over 100 miles an hour. They're just shifting a little bit.
Yeah, it'll give you a little bit of a shift. Nothing too crazy. You might pop into 5th just on the back or on the front straight there, just because it's longer, and 9th caution.
And it's Sean Kimball by the looks of it. Oh. Ouch.
Yeah, that one doesn't look like it's a fun time.
No,
thankfully,
do you know what? Do you know what I would be more annoyed about? Do you want to know what I'd be more annoyed about?
What's that?
Kimball is on lap 78 for him. Spragg was on lap 93.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on the lead lap. He was lapped down. He was laps, plural. Laps down.
Yeah, that's
swallow that.
Yeah, that's going to be not fun.
No. I wouldn't. I would. I'm probably gonna have to go silent before I end up with Chris messaging me saying, James, I think we need a chat, because I would be I don't know. Let me know at home what you would be if a backmarker who was currently 20-something laps down took you out. How would you feel about it? I know where I would be.
Yeah, I would definitely not be
There would
most
be,
excited.
no, there would definitely be some expletives. Okay, because at the moment, he is... What's that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 laps down behind Roy Sprague, who he hit. Swallow that one. Not it. I would not be impressed. I know it's NASCAR, everybody, and I know you don't have to move out of the way for blue flags, and I know you can try and get your laps back, and I know all the roles of NASCAR and everything else, and yada, yada, yada. I've heard it before. I do know them, and I fully understand them. But when you're 15 laps down, driving into somebody would not please me whatsoever. In fact, there would probably be some major expletives needed. There might be a beep button that we would have to get if we were listening into team radio for that one. There you go. Just putting it out there. Not sure how you would be, Kenton.
Oh, I've had it happen to me already. Way too many times. My least favorite was the last Daytona 500 I did. Yeah, was not happy about that one when I got absolutely wiped out after putting it on pole.
There we go, we're green again. Going into the final 25 finally. Final 25 finally, and at the moment it's Raylison, Mingo, Conover, Davis, Weir, Gallo. Your top 4, 5, 6 there. Gooley, Shear, Booba, Jocelyn, all mixing it in between them. Who's going to get it? They're going to go up over the line as well on the 22 of Michael Davis. Is he going to allow Conover to come underneath him in that 97 machine? He's not at the moment. He's got him pinned against the inside. But Conover's going to try and get his nose in. But the problem is he's got to run it in deep. That middle line is starting to come in a little bit. You can see with Davis the way that he's being able to carry speed. He's got to try and get that slingshot round him at the moment. Because otherwise Conover's just going to bully him off the inside. And then Danny Weir's going to follow him through.
Yeah, unfortunately for...
Or give him a smack with your car and hope he moves out the way. One of the two.
Definitely one way to do things. Not always the best option to have taken, but it's definitely an option to take, I guess. These cars will survive at least.
Oh, they're all getting a little bit squirrely. They're all getting a little bit squirrely now. It's going to be itchy feet time soon coming into the final 23. At the moment, we're keeping an eye on Davis. He has got Justin Gallo alongside him. Oh, contact on the wall behind. It's still contact on the wall behind. Not quite sure who that was. Jocelyn's come round. There's going to be a caution.
Ooh, yep. That's...
Tristan Shea, I believe.
I'm not sure who started that one.
83.
Yeah, the 83 just had much more speed than Shea did, and just was unable to quite come to a stop in time.
Yeah, Adam Jocelyn. Lap 103. Jocelyn on that one. Do you know it's really weird, right? I've gone to spell, still spell it wrong. Never mind. It teach me for trying to sound out in my head of what it actually was, how I was spelling it, but never mind. Right. Let's get this back going. We've got 21 laps to go. It seems a good time for the final time to hear from our sponsors here this evening as well. Connolly's Plumbing and Heating 24-hour emergency service. Check them out.
Connolly's Plumbing and Heating is out of Scarborough, Maine, and they have been in business for over 30 years. Ed, which happens to be one of our drivers here in the Maine Sim Racing Series, is their master plumbing and heating technician. Whether you're having issues with your plumbing and heating systems and need 24-hour emergency services, or if you're going to do a new construction and need a bathroom put together or a new heating system installed, they can take care of you. They also do services on oil tanks. If you need any services on your plumbing and heating systems, be sure to contact them today. Their phone number is 207-883-2213. We thank them for supporting the Maine Sim Racing Series, and we hope you can support them.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back there still pacing around. That was finals of the evening. Connolly's Plumbing and Heating 24-hour emergency service. 207-883-2213. That's 207-883-2213. So go and check them out. Much love to them for sponsoring this evening. Joey Israelis and Matt Mingo on your front row. Conover, Danny Weir in the back here. Gallo behind that. Caution number 10. Looks like my 9's gone out the window as well, Kenton.
Yeah, we're both going to be wrong on this one.
Nah.
But 18 to go, so we're almost there.
Here we go. Jocelyn's going to go green every time. Every time he's done the same thing. As soon as that green flag drops, he's out. He's not hanging around. Mingo's come straight down on the inside this time. You got Danny Weir, Conover, Davis there. Conover's managed to get up in front of Weir. He's now going to block out his run. Oh, Mingo settled there, son. You're not looking too comfortable. I've got to be honest. That mid-pack is not looking comfortable either. Through Cole Watts, Guy Brungoli, Corey Boober, Owen Bridget.
Don't think that's quite how you take that corner.
I believe it may have started here with Benjamin Eaton. There's a dive on the inside. That was the initial one. And then Bridges in the second one. So there was the initial. And then Bridges went round off the back of that. And then unfortunately it was thumped quite a few times.
Yeah, that's... Oh, Sean Kimball has left as well. A few drivers just not having good days.
No. Today just isn't their day. Isn't that what was said? Isn't that how you put it? So eloquently?
Exactly. Just not having a... It's just not your day.
Today is not your day. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. I've had many of those days, even when I actually was racing, like when I was running. I had many of those. It's just not your day today.
Right. Hold on to your hats, because hopefully we will get through the last 13. It's a bit of a bad day for some of these guys out on this racetrack. Right. Batting to go. Gonna have one more lap under the pace cut. Owen Bridges in pit lane. It looks like he's on his way out. Bruce Coulter's still in pit lane. Roy Sprague still out. Sean Kimball is not anymore. Coulter's in the pit, so we're down to 23 out of the 28 cars we had start, Kenton.
That's not as bad. I thought it was actually more than that, but... Working our way, I guess. Just need a few more cautions to not happen next time. Let's aim for like 8, 9.
Rather than 11 or 17 or whatever it was the last time out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ideally.
ideally. Excuse me. All right, we're going to line up again. 2v2, 11 to go. Joey Israelison is there. Watch him go on green. I was surprised Conover's not picked up on this. He's done the same thing every single time. Every time. He hasn't even hung around or anything. He is just gone. As soon as that green flag drops, Israelison's on his bike. There's just no hanging around with him. You almost can anticipate the start because you know where it's going to go green on that first line. And you're going to almost start going in behind him. And again, Conover just didn't get there. Mingo's going to run around the outside line in that 12 machine. Conover's there, Weird's tucked in there, big old smack on the wall. That's going to bring Conover up beside Mingo now. These guys coming down into the final 10. Danny Weir is there. Weir's going to try and send it free wide. Doesn't have a good, but he makes it through. Conover's on the inside at the moment. Kenton as well is looking a lead. Oh, it's not looking like anything. It looks like some argy-bargy going on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to... the 4-car got spun around and then corrected. That makes sense. Okay, I was like, I saw the smoke, but what happened? That makes sense.
I do wonder if there was contact with that 5 machine. Oh no, 29.
Oh, 29 just sent him around.
Yeah, just ran him over. That was nice of him. Who is that 29 machine? Tyler Jordan. Well, there we go. 7 to go. 12 cautions on the evening. Do you know, I think it's very, very tough at times. Because for us, we want to sit here and we want to see these guys run and jostle and side by side and under and over and go and go and go. But 10, 16, 24, 35, 42, 50, 62, 69, 93. We got from 69 to 93, which means we were going again at about 76. Then now we've got 90, 300, 300, 10, 117. You can't find a rhythm. You know what I mean? It's like being a flamingo dancer and the music just skipping and you're just stuck doing the same thing over and over again. It's crazy. Let's get this going once more. Israelison's going to get off the start as soon as the green flag drops. If I was Mingo, I would anticipate I would start accelerating now. Because, he's gone round already. We didn't go off the start.
He's just able to just get going. Israelison and Conover had a great jump. Mingo, unfortunately, didn't really get going, but no,
we're not going.
We're not going anywhere now.
No. Only didn't even get off the start. I don't know if he got run over by, but he got run over by somebody. Who's in the 11? Tyler Connolly. Oh, no. There was a check-up in front.
Yeah, it was kind of a accordion effect. It looks like Mingo just didn't get the jump, and I think the 19 expected him to go.
Didn't, checked up, bang, bang, bang. Round we go, we didn't even get off the line.
Yeah.
I haven't seen nothing about green-white checkers.
Oh, yeah.
Let me look on the info and see if we're running any green-white checkers for us, because you can click yours and it won't show up. I cannot.
Yes. Let me...
Do we see any GWCs in there? Under the UI and info? No?
No, I'm not.
I haven't seen anything. Even a message from Chris, I didn't see nothing about GWCs. But so if that is the case, then we're staring at the end of the race, right?
Pretty close here, yeah.
Unless they're going to get going
Like one lap.
one lap. We'll see what the pace car does this time around. Lights are off. As soon as this goes green, I'm expecting this to go white. And I'm expecting it to be the end of the race. Because I have not seen anything about green-white checkers whatsoever. 2 to go. Pace car's going to pull off. Israelison just needs to get the jump. Mingo's got to go with him, preferably without the massive checkups that went on last time. He's doing it again. That's causing a problem. There you go. Final lap of the race. It is. Joe Israelison is out in front. He's got to hold it from Brian Conover. Is Conover going to send it? There's no more cautions on the final lap. Doesn't matter what goes on. You can crash and take each other out. There ain't going to be any more. Here we go now around the checkered flag. Joe Israelison's going to wrap up the 125 of Kern. Does come over the line. What?
Saw the 10 car go for a little spin in the background there.
Oh, there was going to be all of that. But the problem is, as soon as that white flag come out, it didn't matter. It was over. Because we don't get any more cautions.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like that rule.
I do too. Gosh. It saves us so many times.
Mm-hmm. Conover took second place. Matt Mingo grabbed the third. Let's bring you up the results. Why these guys do their donuts. Joey Israelison is your winner. Brian Conover in second. Matt Mingo in third. Then we got Danny Weir, Justin Gallo in fourth and fifth, with Matthew Vernon in sixth, Adam Jocelyn in seventh, Cole Watts in eighth, Tyner Connolly in ninth, with Ed Connolly in 10th. Then we've got Corey Buba, Dustin Pickle, Dan DeSanto, Tyler Jordan, Gabriel Goli, Thomas Brackett, Michael Davis and Tristan Shea behind that in 18th. Then we start getting into Arthur Jordan, Matt Down, Benjamin Eaton, Roy Spragg, Owen Bridges 14, Coulter a lot more, Kimball a lot more, Modery, DiPietro and Thompson Jr. and Fogg, who, well, I'm not really sure where he went, but he disappeared off into the Shadow Realm. Weymouth, Cook and 48 did not take to the start. Let's have a chat with the third place man here as well. He come over in third after what can only be deemed as a very difficult start race. It was, of course, Mr. Matt Mingo. Matt, welcome in. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
Do you know what, mate? I'm all right. I get frustrated, Matt, and I'm not even in the car, about the amount of cautions that take place and silly things that we watch. And what is it like in the car when you get going and then 7 laps later, boom, caution. Get going, 7 laps later, boom, caution.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't fun at the start when I feel like I had, at least for me, it was my best chance of getting to the inside of, I think it was Joey, and caution came out. And then it just started, then we just did restarts from then on out, and it just never had a chance to get back to him. Wish I had taken the tires.
Yeah, I think that's the thing for me. I think for me in the booth, it to say it drives me a little bit insane, because you know, when you do any race and you get this many cautions, there's always somebody in the voice chat that turns around and goes, "Have you heard the new game we're playing at the moment called iPacing?" And it's hard to ignore it, because sometimes it does feel like that. And some of the incidents this evening were avoidable, Matt, without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? They were avoidable. There was people 14 laps down causing incidents with people on the lead lap. It was just I don't know. For me, it just gets really frustrating, and I hate to think how you guys feel in the car out there. Because can you ever really get your groove going?
With a bunch of cautions, not really. I mean, I personally think of myself as a short run guy, but
What, 7 laps short, Matt? Does that not drive you crazy?
No, 7 laps.
It's insane, isn't it? That is literally some of the longest lengths we had. We had a long run from 75, and then we went green on 75, and then we went caution on 93. You know, I don't know. I don't know. For me, I think there was a lot of avoidable stuff. But for you, finished in third place. You were up in and around the front all evening as well. You know, are you happy with your third, Matt? Let's put it that way.
Not really. I feel like I at least had I feel like if I had tires, I could have had a shot at Joey, but as it was, I think we've been a better race between me and Brian.
Yeah, I think so as well. Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining us there, bud. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just thank you guys.
Awesome job. Matt, it's been a pleasure. And look forward to seeing you next time out.
See you next time.
Next up is your second place man, up 1 place, because that's all he really needed to gain throughout this race, because he stayed out of everything else, which is probably the best way, considering we had 13 cautions pretty much every 7 to 8 laps. But let's have a chat with him here and see how he feels the race went, as well as Mr. Brian Conover. Brian, welcome in.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Doing good.
How was it out there?
Well, it was pretty good. There's a lot of cautions early on, and I just wanted to save my tire early on because I was debating on pitting when other people did that last couple cautions ago, but stayed out. I gambled, and I got a good finish tonight in second place.
Yeah, Matt kind of said the same thing. He said he wished he'd taken tyres. You know, there was only 3, maybe 4 of you, I think, throughout the whole race that didn't pit. You, Matt, Joey, and Michael Davis, I believe, didn't pit all evening. How did you feel you didn't need to because of the fact that we were getting 7 to 8 lap runs on the green?
Yeah, I did feel that. Like, we weren't really setting the tires because we were just running like 5 or 6 laps with the tire set. So just wanted to save. Even if we had that green run, I just saved. Then at the end, it paid off.
Yeah, that's I got to be honest, Brian, that's one skill of saving tyres I am absolutely rubbish at when it drives NASCAR. I literally smoke them up after about 5 laps. I'm shocking when it comes to that. How do you address a race like this, Brian? How do you sit in that car and go, right, let's go? And then 7 laps got a caution. You go, then let's go. You get 7 laps and go another caution. Do you take each bit at a time, and do you give yourself goals throughout the race? Do you say, okay, from this next green, I want to be in 5th?
Right. I want to know if I want to be on the inside or the outside if a caution comes out. So if I noticed the outside is rolling a lot better, I would have picked the outside.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's definitely tough on that one. Brian, thanks so much for popping in and having a chat with us there, mate. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to shout out Nitro Designs, Evan Bellew and his team, and just everyone who was watching tonight. Had a good race. It was fun.
I definitely agree. Fun but frustrating, I'm sure, at times.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Brian, well, you take care, bud. Thanks so much for joining us, and hopefully we'll catch you up next time.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Right, next up is our winner one, Mr. Joey Israelison. He got going, and then he was stopped. Then he got going, and then he was stopped. And then he got going, and then he was stopped. And that was the story of Joey's evening. He made the jump at the beginning. Every single green flag he nailed. Every time. We were calling it up in the booth. Every time he dropped green, he was off. Gone. Nobody could get near him. He went out in the end. He didn't stop. He went and took the win. Let's welcome him in. Joey, welcome in, bud.
Hey man, yeah, little did I know fighting that first 10 laps with my brother on my inside was going to be the outcome of the race. Is what it seemed like. I don't know. Those restarts kept coming and coming. It was a fun race. I got to thank Chris for putting this whole show on, man. That was fun. Thank you guys for putting this on.
Was it fun, Joey? Or was there just one little hint of frustration? Matt said he was frustrated. Brian said it was fun but frustrating because of the stops, the starts. The problem is when we bring people in, we want to talk about the driving and we want to talk about how dominant they were and how they've led and everything else. It's so hard when you've had a race dominated by yellow flags and restarts.
Yeah, we had that. We had a couple, what was it, 1 or 2 15, 20 lap runs.
No, you had one, mate. Lap 75 to 93. That was the longest one.
Yeah, and I pulled I got up to a second, 1.2, 1.3 seconds, and I knew right from then I had it. I just had to keep on hitting my restarts. I had that whole field classed. It was a great show. Besides the caution, I mean, if you like seeing the wrecked cars, but
yeah, I'd prefer to be honest with you, Joey. I prefer to do 125 laps green because we know what goes on within them. You know, we see great racing, we see side by side, we see noses on the inside, we see a slight little push to move the driver off the inside line so you can get up underneath him. We know what we're expecting. You know, the problem is obviously I don't think anybody expected the amount of what we got this evening, but. Listen, moving forward and upwards for you. Great race, great victory. Anyone you want to give a massive shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I just got to thank my girlfriend and my dad and for putting on the show, Connolly's Plumbing and Heating. That's pretty cool of him to sponsor a race, and then I come out here and dominate like that. My little boy, JJ, he's watching up there. I hear him cheering on. Yeah, my little brother for racing me clean. Yeah, that was cool. Racing side by side with him for 10, 15 laps.
Who's your little brother?
Tyler Conley.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It was cool racing side by side with him. And then we had my brother-in-law. He snuck up into the top 3. Tyler Jordan. He was up there for a few laps. So we were having fun racing with the family.
Oh, nice job there, mate, as well. Well done to you, Joe. We look forward to seeing you next time out.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thank you for putting on this show.
No problem. Well, there you go, Kenton. Happy drivers, I suppose, for this one. Couple of frustrations, I would have thought, and they seem frustrated, but it was fun.
Yeah, seemed like it was a good time for everyone, and obviously went okay in terms of cautions. We only had the 13, but yeah, Joey had a fantastic race. Matt kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit, but he was able to continue to keep going and hold on to that position. And Brian Conover had a fantastic drive. I mean, he started third and yeah, gained his one position and stuck it there, and that's all he had to do.
Yeah. Absolutely right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. That's going to bring this one to an end of the 125 laps of Kern. Join us next time out as well, because it's going to be even more interesting next time as I try and find where we are on the 12th of December. We've got a modified Triple Crown 100 laps. Cautions do not count of Stafford Motor Speedway. And so join us for that one. I've been JP. I've been alongside Kenton Sportak. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.